I'm actually reminded of a story a few years ago, and I'll share a story from China so that there's no competitive, conflict between my friend from HUL. But we had a very fast-growing kind of premium skincare business in the e-commerce channels in China. And it was a team that we put together, and it was driving a lot of profit, a lot of growth. But we found that there were a bunch of people, top talent, but we were losing them very quickly, right? And when we actually went in and we sat with the team and talked, there were a few things we found. First, that the way that team was being run, in the way that traditional MNCs, in terms of how we reward them, the way we build capabilities, how the initiatives, the turnaround times and cycles versus, say, a laundry product, etc., they differed vastly. So therefore, there's this team of 10 smart young people, highly ambitious, working in a very fast-paced channel. We were finding it extremely frustrating because they were not somehow getting the right kind of the supporting system, either from business or HR, to really grow the business. And that's why we were losing them. And I think we sat with the leader, and at that time I was doing HR for that, and we said, okay, if we had to treat this truly like a startup, we need to first take it out of our conventional systems. So what we did was, over a few months, we just took that team. We were based in a place called Guangzhou in China, not the most, progressive place, and we moved them to Shanghai, where the action was. We didn't have an office, but we said, that's where we put. We re-looked at a lot of the reward systems. We said we're going to make sure that we take away some of the traditional kind of KRA mechanisms, because that the business and that channel e-commerce moves so fast that some of the times, a quarter is a lifetime. And we said it was a bit of an experiment, but let's see how that team does. And today, if I look back about 4 or 5 years down the line, that team has done extremely well, fastest growing, probably biggest salience. I shared that story because I think it highlighted to me, when I look at the future, two things: that anything that we talk about here and data, etc., is at best a guesstimate, right? None of us know how it's going to turn around. But there are a few things which, as a learning for me, I think would work even as we look forward. First of all, are we designing our systems and structures and all to go where the work exists and not the other way around? Right? So from an HR standpoint, am I quickly changing my policies, structures? The work in that team was completely different. It was something that we had never done before. So a true test of a high-performing organization, which remains over time, is, can you quickly adapt and change your systems to be where the work is and where the knowledge is, right? Which is with this group of 10 people. And the second, from a leadership standpoint, I think the behaviors that you look for are humility, to say we don't know how to do this, but we are willing to say we don't know and look at it differently, and agility. That now that I know, can I move fast enough, right? And I do believe that if we keep these 3 things in mind in the future, go where the work is, and make your structures, policies to drive that versus the other way around, and build agility and humility in both leaders and in ourselves as HR, there will always be a place for us with the business and the future.